Hey everybody, I'm Kayla. In this video we're going to be talking about the lobe piercing, earlobe. So the earlobe piercing is the most common piercing and has been for hundreds of years. The earlobe area usually has a pretty high sensitivity, but getting it pierced is pretty painless. Most of the time they are done improperly, maybe at somebody's house with a sewing needle or push pin. I've even heard of people using a nail, a hammer and nail to pierce this. Wild. Or it is done with a piercing gun. And the piercing guns were only designed for the earlobes, but we'll get into that in another video. Doing it improperly can cause complications. The earlobe piercing is probably one of the most easy piercings to take care of, mainly because of the area it's pierced in. The skin that it's made of is very fleshy and there's no cartilage there, so it does take a faster amount of time to heal. And also there is a high blood flow volume in this area. Usually the earlobe will take about 2 to 3 months to fully heal. This can range quite a bit on different people, depending on how they take care of it and how their body reacts to it. It is usually a pretty low maintenance piercing. As long as you're not sleeping on it or touching it with your hands, then it heals pretty easily. Usually if you've had your earlobe piercings from 6 months to a full year, you can take your earrings out and expect them to be open later on when you put new jewelry in. This is not the case for everybody. Usually I recommend waiting a full year before removing jewelry for an extended period of time, but this piercing does have a quick healing process, so it is possible. Do not use rubbing alcohol or hydrogen peroxide on your piercings. It doesn't matter which piercing you are using these solutions on, do not use them. If you use them, stop using them. Keep your hands off as much as you can. Doesn't matter which piercing you're taking care of, just keep your hands off of it. This will make your healing process a lot easier. What I usually recommend to clean piercings is a saline solution, and I'll have a walkthrough taking care of piercings in another video. Because the earlobe piercings are very popular, you can find jewelry pretty much anywhere. But this doesn't mean that the materials are safe for your body to wear. A lot of earrings are silver plated or gold plated, and underneath these platings are low quality metals that can irritate your skin. When selecting jewelry, be very aware of what type of metal you are buying. Please don't go to department stores to find jewelry because usually these are not very good high quality. Most earring jewelry is made from a 20 or a 22 gauge wire, and these are very thin pieces of jewelry. You may have experienced some ladies who wear heavy jewelry have kind of a line in their ear instead of an actual just piercing hole. This is because the weight of the jewelry is pulling that wire through their ear. Kind of sounds a little bit more dramatic than what is actually happening, but eventually this can tear completely through the ear. If you are a parent who is interested in getting your child's ear lobes pierced, I would recommend the best way to go about this is to get consent from your child. Wait until the child comes to you and asks for their earlobes to be pierced. This, in my experience, has made the best clients. Children who want their ears pierced are the best clients. Children who are bribed into getting their ears pierced are probably the worst clients. Also, infants who cannot give consent to their ears being pierced don't sit very well. It is possible to get their ears pierced, but I personally don't like doing it. I'm sure there's piercers out there that are happy to do that. If you've ever gone to a doctor's and had your child get vaccines, then you know exactly how they're going to react when they get their ears pierced. They are wild. They cry, they move, they wiggle around. It's madness. I personally am not comfortable being in that situation, but other piercers are totally fine with that, and it might be a little more difficult to find somebody willing to, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that will. So toddlers who are bribed into getting their ears pierced usually don't sit very well. Sometimes they cry and scream. I have had cases where they only get one earring and they cannot calm down for the second one. So just be aware of that. Also, I have had cases of children taking their earrings out themselves later on down the road and the piercing closes up. Also, with children, it is a little bit more difficult to take care of the piercing. The parent has a lot of responsibility to take care of this piercing. You want to have it cleaned twice a day, morning and night, and just using a Q-tip to clean around the area, making sure there are no crusties or dried blood left over. A big thing is for them to keep their hands off of it, and children will always default to touching it because it's something new and they can feel it there. So that's something that you have to combat, is keeping their hands off of it. Many of us know that the ears continue to grow with age. So when you have your ears pierced at a younger age, sometimes when you grow older, the piercings may become uneven. This is just the body's natural growth, and there's not really anything we can do about it. These are mostly the reasons why I'd recommend getting the ears pierced when they're a little bit older. You can kind of judge where the piercing will sit as their ears grow. Also, they will be more inclined to take care of them. Alright, and I think that is it for the earlobe piercings. If I missed anything, please comment in the comments below and I will discuss that with you. If you have any questions, let me know. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.